Welcome to Growing the Roots, where we share stories that celebrate identity, culture, and connections. My name is Mai Chandrasekhar, and today I have the honor to discuss with Elena and Olga about how their experiences with culture shape who they are. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
So, can you both introduce yourselves and tell me a bit more about your background or heritage?
Yeah, so I was raised by a single mother. She got divorced from my father when I was a year and a half or two. She moved out when I was a year and a half, divorced at two. And we lived a good middle class life, nothing fancy. But we had a lot of social services, like a very cheap housing and well, everything was government owned. The stores government owned, everything. Housing government owned, and cheap utilities. The school was right next door. It was a 5-minute walk from my apartment complex. I attended music school as well. It's 7 years, after which you can, if you want, you can go to a conservatory and get a degree in music. So I didn't do that because we moved here, and well, I stopped playing piano after we moved here. Stopped singing in a choir as well. So because all that stuff is very expensive here. So is there more you want to know about me, or?
Was playing the piano, and being in choir really important to you?
Yes, yes. I wanted to be a musician at one point. Wanted to play piano as a professional. So actually, I started with the violin when I was 6 years old, and then I kind of got stuck on one piece, and just couldn't. I realized I just can't move forward with violin, so I switched to piano. So that's my story. Uh,
You
but
totally can if you
I had a good. Huh? You froze again.
You froze too. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
back.
Okay. I was wanting to say that you totally can if you want to, continue to play um violin and
Uh, I had a really great childhood. We would go traveling during the summer. And my mother had a month off for paid vacation from her job, and I had low cost, uh, took advantage of very low cost summer camp for kids, which I didn't really like, but my mother didn't want me to just hang around the house all day during the summer. So yes, that's reasonable from her perspective. Um, so I just want to emphasize how easy everything was. Free healthcare, free college education. Um, uh, you get a free bus pass, uh, metro. You get a stipend if you're a full-time student. You are paid actually by the government. Not much, but it's something. Um, so that the life was easy.
Mhm.
Had a playground, and like every apartment complex had a playground for kids. Uh, you could ride your bike around very few cars. Most people got around on public transportation, which is very good in Moscow, where I grew up. You have bus system, you have subway, you have regional transport. You get on the train, you can go pretty much anywhere in a day, very fast, very cheap. So good infrastructure, very reasonable price. So um, here, for everything, you have to fight for. So that's a big contrast when we got here. Yeah, there were a lot of. It was a culture shock when we first came to United States. We came to Seattle in 1990. First culture shock was the abundance in the stores, because we didn't have that kind of abundance. We just had the basics, and you had to stand in line for stuff. So all that is true. Um, um, so for to feed the cat, you had to. We had a cat who was really spoiled. She would only eat one type of fish. So almost every day after school, I would have to go to a grocery store and stand in line for that type of fish. The cat would not eat anything else.
Mm.
So, so I had to buy a lot of that fish when it was available and freeze it. So it was always a struggle. So, do you want to see our cat? It's not relevant.
I mean, yeah, sure. Let me pause the recording.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, I forgot about that. Uh, about the recording. So I one time I had a toothache, and we didn't know any better. We just went to the emergency room, and they gave me some medicine for the tooth. They didn't do anything to the tooth though; just gave me some medicine. And then we got a bill from the hospital. We was a pretty high bill. It was like this was 1991, I think, and the bill was for maybe $500. And we were like in a huge shock and panic because in Russia healthcare is free and medicine is cheap, but not here. So we couldn't pay it. We were pretty poor over here, even though my mother, she was working full time, but she was just not earning a lot, and she didn't have health insurance, and I didn't. We didn't have anything back then. So I think we just called the hospital and said, sorry, we can't pay this bill. We don't have money. So I think they just took care of it. But that was the big culture shock for me. So I think I talked too much. You want to ask a follow up or?
No. You're good. You're good. I'm glad you were able to tell us about like the culture shock aspect. That's like really interesting. I hadn't really fully thought about that. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a one word answer, but I was wondering, so what is one word you would use to describe your culture?
Borscht. It's a soup.
Oh, mm, can you describe how it is? What kind of soup is it?
Yeah, it's made the main ingredient is beets.
Oh,
Yeah, so it can be made vegetarian
mm.
or with meat. So, but not fish. You don't put fish in it. So you can
Everything
do
besides.
chicken, beef. I don't think they do pork. No, never with pork. So chicken, beef, or vegetarian. So it's a vegetable soup, but that's it's a signature Russian dish. I don't know how to make it. My mother can make it. I'm hoping to learn when I have a bit of time. So it's silly. I probably should come up with a better answer, but this is the first thing that came into my head when I read that question.
No. I'm
Yes.
glad. I'm glad you gave that answer. Like it's a very authentic and like, genuine response.
It's spelled in English. It's for some reason has a T at the end, so it's spelled Borcht. I don't know why T, because there's no T in it in Russian. It's just borscht. So
Maybe because like we have silent T in English too. So that could be it.
no, but they actually pronounce it. They say borscht.
Oh, then
Why? Why? There's no T.
then why is that's so confusing.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
sense. Um, this is for like both of you and any but both of you could share if you want to. Could you share a childhood memory which has shaped who you are today, especially one that connects to your culture or family traditions?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say like this is the first thing that came to mind, so I don't know if it works or not, but I had to do a presentation about, or like a trifold about my culture, and I'm both Russian and Ukrainian, so I just chose to go with Ukrainian. And I think like I chose Ukrainian because of the conflict with the war in Russia and Ukraine. And so, yeah, I think that kind of shaped me to be who I am today because honestly, I kind of like suppressed the Russian part of me because of like the political system there right now. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's funny. My story, you inspired me because I didn't really know what to answer, but now I do. So I my life is a little complicated. So I lived here in the US for 4 years. Then we left in 1994, went back to Russia, where I just graduated from high school here in Seattle, actually. But I went back to Russia. I decided that as long as I'm going to be stuck there, which we couldn't leave, we couldn't go back here. We didn't have the status. A very long story, not relevant, but we couldn't leave. So I thought, well, I will use that to get a college education for free. But for that, I needed to graduate from Russian high school. So I did that. Uh, just went back for 1 year, graduated, and then I didn't get into university right away because I just didn't have the training yet. So I had 1 more year of intense studying, and finally got into Moscow State University. The way college works in Russia is that you have to pick your specialty. You can't just apply to a college and then decide later what you want to do. That's not how it works. You apply to a department specifically. And back then, every department had its own exams too. So different entry requirements.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to be a journalist since I was 14 years old. It just occurred to me, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to be a journalist. So I applied to the journalism department, and I just squeezed in, just barely, but I squeezed in. uh, and I was doing part-time education, which meant that instead it's usually 5 years that you go for. But in my case, it was 6 years because it's part-time, so it's fewer hours a week. But you're expected to work as well. So I had a job at a local radio station, and I was just freelancing there for 4 years, for more than 4 years, probably five. And we just had an election, and unfortunately, I don't know if you know anything about Russia, but uh, it's we have a dictator as president for a long time now. So his name is Putin, Pu, and Vladimir, first name. So he just got elected. We did have a little bit of democracy before he got elected, but he finished all that. And this was the time they just started to reform education. When you hear the word reform, usually that's that's a bad word. It's a bad idea. So what they started to do was they introduced a standardized test for several subjects. I think it was the one I focused on was literature. And it was a total disaster. I read the questions that were available for the public to see, and there made no sense. And it was all to just dumb down the population, dumb down the students, instead of writing out compositions, you would have to sit in and just fill in the bubble, fill in the bubble. So just killing any kind of critical thinking you should have, or memory. It's just the worst. So I for my radio program, I contributed to. I did an interview with a friend of mine who was an English teacher at a high school, and we were just destroying this new standardized test. We're just, how horrible it is, this and that. And I gave that to my editor, or producer, whatever you want to call it. This person, she was a new person who was supervising me. Before that, I had another person. I was never censored. Not a word was ever thrown out from my pieces. But she was the first one to actually censor my interview. Just throw some parts out. And I came back and I confronted her. I said, I've worked for this radio station for 5 years and I never had this happen. Now, what's going on? And she said, oh, you're not supposed to criticize the government. I said, I'm sorry. That's my job as a journalist, to do it, to keep power in check. And she fired me right on the spot. Right there. She fired me. And I realized that it's over. The country's done with. Just from this small thing, it's nothing, right? It's just me, freelance. I don't have any rights whatsoever. I'm not tenure. I just come and go. I bring in pieces. It's easy to fire somebody like me, but that's when. What?
So then what did you do, like, after that?
Well, I got another job at a publishing house. I was editing books, was translating, all that good stuff. But the point is that this thing, this what happened to me, just showed me like a little, like what's happening countrywide. So.
Yeah.
So that's the story here.
No, thank you so much for sharing that. It's like a very eye-opening story. I had no idea. We learned in school about generic events, but I never learned about a specific event just happened like this. So yeah, it's very eye-opening. Um, I To be honest, the next question is a bit more like lighthearted in a way. I just wanted to ask, I wanted to ask about your family and how are you guys keeping your cultural traditions alive today?
Well, so
Yeah, Michael.
okay. She wants to say.
All right. So basically, in my family, my grandma got married to an American person, but we kind of gave up on celebrating Christmas. So now we celebrate more Russian holidays than actual American because we don't celebrate any American holidays, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Well, we celebrate Thanksgiving. We do that.
That's the only one.
But we like Halloween quite a lot,
Okay, two. Anyway, we celebrate Orthodox Easter, where we prepare Russian food, sweets, etc. And then we also celebrate Orthodox, or not Orthodox, just New Year, Russian New Year, where we also create a bunch of Russian food and eat it.
Yeah.
Got it. Is Russian New Year? Sorry, continue.
No, go on.
No, I was wondering, is Russian New Year on a different date than regular New Year, or is it the same day?
Okay, so that we got 2 New Years. We got two of them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is, the normal one. Everybody celebrates. Russians go crazy, celebrate New Year's. But then, Russia used to be on a different calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It was 13 days after European calendar. And until they changed the calendar finally, I think in 1918, something like that. So So when they changed it, people still remembered when they used to, actually have the New Year's 13 days later. So now we now have Old New Year, it's called. We
Oh.
celebrate that too. So
So there's New Year and there's Old New Year, basically.
yes,
Got it.
yes, an
Okay,
old
that's really
calendar.
cool. So
Yeah,
double the fun.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I want to let Olga finish the thought that she was having because I interrupted her. So please go on, Olga.
I don't remember, honestly, so it's all right.
No, that's fine then. Awesome. I'm glad that.
Well, I mean, you can say that we have the New Year is a secular holiday. It's not religious whatsoever. We have kind of a Santa Claus figure.
Mhm.
His name is Grandfather Frost. He dresses very similarly to Santa Claus. There might be a difference, small difference in the costume, but not much.
Yeah.
And he has his helper, his granddaughter, who is called Snow Maiden.
Okay.
It's usually, it's a little girl, maybe 8 years old, uh, very nicely dressed in this traditional Russian costume and boots. And she has this kind of don't know how to explain it. It's not a hat, but it's like it's kind of like it kind of sort of looks like a crown, but it's multicolored and it's different shape, but it's like
Um,
this. And yeah, so
Interesting. Yeah.
it's called kokoshnik in Russian. I don't know what the translation is. So yeah, so
Yeah. Awesome. For Elena and or Olga is why do you guys think it's important for young people to connect with their roots today?
I think oh, excuse me. You know, your past determines your future. So um, uh, I'm sure you know how important it is to study history. That history includes your own, your family, your country you come from, the country you're in now. So it's so you can be an informed citizen. Uh, you will you will feel proud, or you will try to change things. But to do any of that is you have to know your history. So that's why I think it's important to know where you're coming from. So my family's has a fascinating history, and I don't want to go into it, but um, it's I could write a book about it probably, you know. uh, but yeah, does that
Yeah.
answer the question?
Yeah, I think it does. I feel like I also feel, I'm glad you touched on the fact that history is really important for a lot of young people to be knowing. And I wanted to ask you guys if this is really just open to interpretation too. So what do you think the words growing your roots means? And what does that mean to you?
I think that means if you are like me, if you're an immigrant, well, like you too, you're an immigrant as well. It means settling in your new country. That's what I think.
And being able to connect to those like important cultural aspects too, right?
Yes, yes. So it's like you're in this melting pot in America, so you're not going to be able to completely preserve your culture, but you can, you should certainly try as much as you can. But also, try and understand where you are now, and uh, maybe adopt a couple of things, you know, cook some new food, or go to uh, something you've never gone to before. We did go to a baseball game with my mother one time. just to see what the fuss was all about. But we left early. It was so boring. So we did try though. So
Yeah, I feel like sports and baseball, they take like a while to get used to. Like, unless you're like really like if you know all of the rules for the game, then it becomes more and more interesting. But like if you're like a first time beginner, it can be a bit more like confusing, a bit boring in a way.
I decided it's not for me. So I don't like watch sports at all.
Yeah,
Any sports, except figure skating. I like figure skating, but
yeah, I like
everything
figure
else,
skating too.
like you should just do it yourself, and if you want,
Mm.
I think it's better to play than watch somebody else do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. So tying into memories, like what is your favorite memory from both of yours favorite memory, like in your family? Like doesn't have to be related to culture, but what's your favorite memory with each other and your family?
I think birthday parties for me.
I think for me, it's just waking up like as a little kid, like when I was 7, 8, like waking up knowing that New Year's has finally arrived, seeing snow outside, and knowing that I'm gonna get presents really soon.
It's all about the presents, huh?
Used to be.
Oh, you don't want any presents this year?
The presents are very important.
Yes,
They're
I
very
think
important, yeah.
so.
What I need this year is a cure to procrastination.
I really love receiving presents too, like whether it's on like Diwali on my birthday, so I like really relate to that. It's like really fun. It's always nice when somebody else gives you something. Hmm?
How old are you? I'm just curious.
I'm 16 right now.
You're 16. Oh my gosh, I thought you were the same age, but you're 2 years older. How great.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's great.
yeah, a lot of people say I'm like look younger for my age, so
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, you do.
yeah. Um,
When is your birthday?
it's December 22nd is my
Oh,
birthday.
it's right after hers is on December 3rd.
Oh, very close by, yeah.
Yeah.
I like being born in December is nice. I like it. It's like the end of the year, it's holiday season. Yeah.
Yeah, but not too close to the holiday season. You don't want your birthday to be mashed with other holidays.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah.
My birthday is usually matched with other holidays and stuff. But yeah, it's fun. I get to spend time with my family, which is good. I don't have to worry about homework during winter break.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
My
you in Lake Washington High School or
I'm in Redmond High School.
oh Redmond? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah. So I do have one last question for both of you. And this is just tying in like our entire conversation together. So, what message would you want to tell other families who are trying to be connected to their culture?
Teach your children your native language.
Mm, yeah,
Absolutely. The language is what brings the culture in the household. Culture comes with the language. It's not you can't separate the two. George. The cat just scratched my knee for no reason. um, yeah, language. Yeah, language is your connection to your ancestors, your history. So,
yeah.
how
There's
about you? Have any advice?
Um, well, this kind of contradicts what I said earlier, but don't really suppress parts of yourself, even if, like, for whatever reason, people discriminate against your culture. Just don't push yourself down. Stand up for what your traditions, beliefs, whatever, maybe just don't suppress it.
Oh yeah, well that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason this is it ties into what I said. It's like the same two sides of the same coin. Uh, it used to be that people would come to U.S. and not teach their children the language, and so they are completely disconnected. It's a tragedy, really. Well, there are different reasons. They're afraid. They think that you're in America, just speak English.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
that's flawed logic, in my opinion. So,
Don't conform. There. You can quote that.
yeah,
Don't confirm. No,
yeah,
I'm really glad you touched on the language aspect too, because I feel like especially with a lot of my like peers who like came from whose parents came from different like countries, there's a total disconnect between them and, you know, their parents and that culture aspect. Because you're right, culture is so tied with language because the books you read, the pe way people celebrate, that's all related to language. Just how language is the way that culture is expressed. So I
yes,
definitely agree with that.
yes, very much so. You speak what? I don't know your parents. What area from India?
I speak Hindi and
Hindi.
English.
Yay! Great.
Yeah.
So your parents speak Hindi to you at home?
I went to Hindi school actually too. Sunday school, it's for Hindi.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Very good. Yeah. So you know how to read, write, all that good stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. Okay. That's very good. Good for you. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it up. Keep it up.
And you can always learn. The thing about language is that you can always, even though it might be like easier to learn when you're younger, but you can always learn even when you're older. It's something which I wish everybody
Unfortunately, that's not the case. And
really.
I'll tell you. See, brain, I wanted to be, at one point, I wanted to be a language researcher. I just wanted to sit at a desk and just analyze words. That was, well, one of the things I wanted to be back in the day. So what happens is after 16 years old, your brain it has like a little place where you can put more languages in. It will
Hmm.
still absorb. After 16 years old, that little area in the brain just closes. You can still learn, but it's going to be harder, and you'll always have an accent. Not that accent is bad, but it's just going to be harder, that much harder. So that's why I'm saying children should learn their mother tongue like from zero. That then you have two sentences like a weed. It'll push out any language. English is easy. It's short words. Russian is like long words, and you have cases. Grammar is very difficult. All that stuff is a difficult language. So if you put it off, it's going to be. You can do it. I have a friend who learned Russian in. She's American. She learned Russian in college. She speaks pretty well, but she has an accent and she can't do cases. She mixes up because the ending of the word changes depending on what happens to the word. So there are six cases in Russian. Now, German has more cases. I think that's 13. So German is Oh, you froze up. Did you hear what I said?
Both of you froze up for me too. No, we s- I heard. I think the last thing I heard was you were talking with your Russian friend. No, not your Russian friend. Your friend who speaks Russian and who's American. And then the 13 cases.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, German has 13 cases. Yeah, but yeah, so she speaks pretty well, but again, she can do cases. I have to correct her. And she has an accent. So
Got it.
uh yeah, yeah. Not that accent is bad, but you know, it is a limitation a little bit. So I
Got
have
it.
an accent too, you know.
Everyone has an accent. There's like accent is just the way we speak, you know?
Well, it's actually the way you hear. That's how your ear hears the new sound. It doesn't hear how it comes in. It hears how it wants to hear. And I know it's just complicated. The brain, how this whole stuff works, is beyond my pay grade. I can't comment on that, but your ear does not hear the way the sound is actually is. It's different. Yeah. Anyway,
Got
so
it. Okay. Awesome. So I feel like we've touched on all of the questions I wanted to ask both of you. So yeah. Um,
well, it was a very nice talking to you.
it was very nice talking to you too. Yeah.
I hope we'll meet in person sometime. Maybe
Hopefully
you two can be friends, you know, off screen.
that would be fun. Thank you so much for both of you for joining us. It was such a pleasure to learn more about your perspective and the culture that both of you have. And yeah, I'm super excited to talk to you more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,